party of outriders descended on the newly captured castle of Glitterdale. The gate stood wide open, and the battlement still smoked from the assault of the Andal knights. As the party trotted into the cobbled courtyard, Dickon Langhorn emerged from the keep and began to walk in their direction. He wore his freshly scoured armor, and his sword hung at each hip, swaying slightly with each step that he took. The hound of House Langhorn adorned his doublet, and it was draped below the standard of House Uros on the wall of the keep behind him. As he neared the party, his enthusiasm of the visit dwindled. He recognized the horse of the party's leader, and the sight of the brilliant polished armor and the black crow on crimson sigil was as unwelcome a sight as he had ever witnessed. Lionel Redfield was descending from his horse. Hyatt Hardgrave followed suit behind him. "I was under the impression Lord Uros would be coming here himself," Dickon said curtly as he halted his progress towards the party of riders. There was only a score of men, much less than he had prepared for or had expected after the last raven he had received from Ashmark. Lionel removed his helmet and shook out his flowing mane of hair. Tucking the great helm beneath his arm, he advanced slowly toward Dickon. "Lord Uros sent me in his place. I come bearing news." Dickon pursed his lips, knowing he could not actively antagonize Redfield in the open courtyard of a recently conquered castle he was responsible for restoring to glory. His loathing for the man was well known, but his position warranted a certain level of discretion, and any act of aggression would reflect poorly on everything he had worked to build since the invasion began. Exhaling slowly from his nose, he moved to indicate the keep behind him. "Let's go speak then. I've arranged everything for 10 times the number of men you brought with you." Lionel stopped his advance on Dickon, though he was close enough now that Dickon could make out the slight hint of panic in his eyes. "What is it?" Dickon asked, his eyes narrowing as he examined Redfield. "What's happened?" Lionel hesitated for a moment. Hyatt shifted uncomfortably behind him. "Something has happened," he began. Dickon felt the color drain from his face as every possible catastrophe whipped around his imagination. "We need to ride for Windhall now." I think it's time again. We're there. We're to the point where we can manage. We have 3,000 men compared to his 1,960. We can make this work. Declare war, invasion of Windhall, just like that. Go to the military tab. Let's raise up all of our levies. Let's march them all to Glitterdale. Have all the knights meet. Hold on. Maybe I made a mistake here. 6th of October. They arrive with 1,700 men. How quickly can these guys march here? They're not going to make it. Dang it. Well, we're just going to have to withstand then. Can't merge these units? Why not? We can merge these ones. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll put Varric in the center, like we should. We need to recall Edric and also Lionel so that they can join us. We'll place Edric here. Edric's also a direct leader. I probably should have researched that. I probably should have looked at that. Dang. Okay. Lionel on the other flank. We'll let these guys start to march this direction, and hopefully that leads to a little bit of some good news here. I wonder if it will. They're only arriving with 1,700 men, so we're not really that outnumbered. Our ruler is present, bravely risking your own life. I hope that doesn't prove out to be true. Can anybody feel like the tension in this? Quality of education for John Ruslan. Obviously, we're going to choose. We're going to lose the 40 gold. Oh, look at that. He wimped out. Oh, wow. That's what it was. The army arrived in Thurrock and was about to march, and, like, he knew that the battle probably wouldn't be over beforehand. That's fantastic. Oxcross has joined them. So has Golden Tooth. So that's this whole area right here. To all my subjects, no blood relatives of the past sovereign stand as obvious heir to the Reach, leaving their succession unclear. Therefore, I have decided to use my powers as Lady Protector to the crown, or to crown myself, and so demand fealty of the nobles of the realm as the new queen. Signed, Tania of House Peak, first of her name. So Tania Peak down in the Reach. Let's check and see what happened down over here. House Gardner still has 4 living members. Garce, Gareth, and Garth. They're really into that GA at the first part of their name, aren't they? Okay, well, that's fine. We'll see what happens there. I don't know that there's going to be any kind of movement, but they're obviously claimants to the Reach. But yeah, a bold move indeed. Wow, King Arwen of Riverrun has declared war against us as well. The Rock has decided to join. Yeah, we gotta hurry. We don't have time to wait. So let's go ahead and merge these units. And let's start marching. A small kitty is demanding your attention. We can pat the kitty. Allow the kitty to follow us home. +1 intrigue and +1 health. Obviously, that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we are going to win this battle like... Yeah, for sure. Okay, how many days? 26 days until we can raise up... Until we can siege down. Which is what we're going to have to do. Is this guy really leading the troops? Okay, he is. Okay. 1,200 men? Are you kidding me? Ten days. 4, 3, 2, 1. Assault the holding. We got it. Send them to my dungeon. Still only 72%. Are you kidding me? So this is where we're currently at. War score is sitting at 99%. It's capped because we have not won a major battle yet, and it doesn't consider this a major battle. So, yeah. We can offer white peace, but we lose the prestige. We lose almost all of our prestige, and then we have to sign a truce. And I'm not about truces in this series, and so we're gonna weather the storm. We're outnumbered 3-1, a little bit over 3-1, but they'll suffer a river crossing penalty. We have a decent defensive bonus, and we have excellent commanders. And I think Varric would say we have the faith on our side. We knew this was going to be an uphill battle, and so we have 4 days, and now we begin. sound of thousands of boots stomping the earth rose above the shouts of the dying men around Dickon's feet. His breathing was still heavy in the wake of the battle, and in his mind's eye he could still see the thousands of barbarians descending upon them in the valley of Windhall. Nagging at the back of his mind, though, were the words Hyatt had told him in the moments before the battle began. Dickon scanned the field before him, and he located the one man he wanted to see in that moment. He advanced on the warrior, who was doubled over cleaning his sword of the crimson stain which adorned it. Soft, guttural grunts coupled each stroke of the blade over the grass, and the warrior seemed entirely focused on his task. Dickon advanced silently, one of his swords in hand, his hands shaking in anticipation. Each step brought with it a memory of each wrong this man had done to him. Step. He only lost the melee because of a dishonorable act. Step. He lost the joust because of a dishonorable act. Step. He lost the opportunity to gain his knighthood at the tournament because of a multitude of dishonorable acts. Step. Lionel Redfield turned and was face to face with Dickon Leghorn. Like a lightning strike, Dickon swung his sword low. He connected with Lionel's left knee, and the warrior buckled. The earth seemed to groan in response to the impact, and time stood still for a moment, as Lionel's eyes locked with Dickon's. Dickon's expression was bereft of any emotion whatsoever. He neither smiled nor glowered. He gave no indication of his intention, and even when Lionel flinched at the edge of the blade that now rested at his neck, he did not move or respond. When at last he spoke, his voice was eerily calm, processing the multitude of emotions and responses he could make to the man that knelt in weakness before him. "Lionel Redfield," Dickon began, "you have waged war on the peace of my life for far too long. Your reign of deceit ends today. Your squire, Hyatt Hargrave, has shared with me the truth of your past, and I owe a debt that must be repaid. You have lied about everything you are since you came into service of Lord Uros. You are not of noble birth. You have no right to claim a house or a sigil of any kind. You are no true knight, never giving the vows of the title, nor were you ever a squire in your youth. You deceived at every turn in your life, and I will end that today. You used a hidden dirk to best me in the melee of Lord Uros's tournament. You poisoned Edric in the joust and nearly killed him." Lionel opened his mouth to speak, but Dickon continued, raising his voice even louder. "You eliminated every possibility for anyone other than yourself to succeed in accompanying Uros on this journey, yet here I am. Edric is here too. You failed, and your dishonor has made you look like a fool and a coward and a shadow of a knight." Dickon moved his sword so that only the tip of the blade rested on Lionel's shoulder, poised to plunge into the soft flesh of his neck like the strike of a viper. "Dickon, please," Lionel said, his eyes never leaving Dickon's. His voice was steady, yet there was a wild fear in his eyes, as if he had lived in dread of this moment for a time unknown. Dickon shook his head slowly. "It ends today, Redfield. I never thought it would come to this, but your squire's words to me have convinced me that there's no other way. And so, now we end this." He raised the blade in his hand slightly, and Lionel closed his eyes, a brave face in the midst of victory and then defeat. Dickon exhaled slowly, preparing himself for what was next. Then, he placed the edge of the blade back on Lionel's shoulder. "Lionel Redfield, in the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave." Lionel opened his eyes wildly, shock and confusion mixing as Dickon moved his blade to Lionel's other shoulder. "In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and the innocent. In the name of the maid, I charge you to protect all women." Tears welled up in Lionel's eyes, and he was speechless as he stared up at Dickon. "Rise, Sir Redfield. as a true knight for this day and every day to come. You were separated from your men in the midst of battle, and now you find yourself in the midst of war. As you scan the field to try to rejoin your forces, you see Lord Terrence break through the enemy ranks and charge you. So Lord Terrence of Greenfield, or of Cornfield, I guess, but he's of House Greenfield. He's a trained fighter, and he's brave, but that's about it. So, yeah. Interesting. I guess that's the new personal combat skill is 60. I guess that's new with the update. That's weird. It's a weird thing that I'm seeing here. But, yes. You see him break through the enemy ranks and charge you. So, prepare to die, Greenfield scum. You turn to face Lord Terrence, but he breaks his charge and flees. You pursue, but lose track of him in the chaos. That's right, coward. Run back to Greenfield. So we get plus 10 morale. And we're going to win this battle. Victory is ours. In one of the most epic, like, underhanded, like, undermanned, outnumbered, outmatched battles of all time. Here we go. Offer peace and enforce demands. Gentlemen, we've done it. The Bear Pack stood strong. When all else seemed lost, the Bear Pack stood mighty and proud. How's that guy my vassal? Really? Your title's getting revoked, bud. I don't... oh. We have a truce. I think we have a truce anyways. We do have a truce. It's okay. I'm removing his title. Like, that just goes... I was wondering why there was a hard border here. But I guess because I'm a High Lord, I probably should have waited to do the High Lordship. Because then I would have just gotten that title outright instead of him becoming a vassal. But anyways, Bear Pack, we have done it. Look at this. We started out in Ashmark, and now we have a High Lordship that includes all of the de jure provinces of said High Lordship, Thurrock, Glitterdale, and Windhall. And these are all going to get divvied up to the knights as I see fit. Also, as we've kind of planned. It kind of goes with the story. But yeah, this has been awesome. Let's disband our military units. Let's return our event troops, which have dwindled all the way down to 767 men. Let's resign from our command posts. Let's have Edric resign as well. And we can begin the process now of healing once again. Glitterdale has now overcome, I guess is the best word for it, has overcome the issue here. Currently with the castle in there, we don't really have to worry. I think I'm going to send Edric to suppress revolts down here in Thurrock, because 18% not good. But if we advance, now that he's there, well, it should go down anyways. It should go down, as far as I can tell. But yeah, that'll help there, suppress the revolts. New administration. Oh, look, it doesn't actually have new administration. That means it can start to grow here fairly soon. Once the men go up, we actually have levies here in Windhall, so that's good. That's really good. We can manage with that. We can work with that. But this guy's got to go. So let me go take care of that, and then we're gonna probably end this episode on one of the greatest dishing outs in all of history here in just a second. And so we begin the dishing out of titles. To Sir Edric Delmar, for your services to the realm, to the faith, and to your lord, you shall be granted the title of Thurrock. Sir Dickon Langhorne, for your services to the realm, for your services to the faith, and for your services to your lord, you shall be granted the title of Glitterdell. Sir Lionel Redfield, for your services to the realm, to the faith, and to your lord, you shall be granted the title of Windhall. The three of you serve us well. Protect the realm, I charge you, and let us all become and let us all experience the glory and let us all know the glory of the Seven. Well, friends, Bear Pack, this has been fun. This has been a great adventure. I am so glad that we got to this point. Next is Oxcross. If we can take Oxcross, that gives us a bridge down into here. It gives us an in into this next High Lordship, but it also allows us to take this High Lordship. That's the next goal. Once we take Oxcross, we take the Golden Tooth. We have the manpower, we have the ability, we have the leadership. All that's left is to do it the right way. To be smart, to be patient, and to be diligent enough to accomplish the goals that we have. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please be sure to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to do that. In addition to this, hit the little bell icon. You know how it goes. If you enjoy it and want to contribute to the conversation, leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to read those. And I love responding and reading you guys' responses to everything that we have going on. I'm really excited where this series is going. It's gonna be good. I'm really happy. There's a lot that we have to do, but there's a lot of opportunity for us here. A lot of opportunity. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, this has been great. I can't wait for the next episode, and I will see you all on the next adventure.